Burbs. We're here. It's Sean Donnelly. It's Dan St. Germain.
Danny Saint's in the house. Hey,
We have a very funny special guest.
our first guest ever, our inaugural guest.
Yes. It's a big deal. We're excited to have you.
That's cool.
Ian Fidance, everybody.
The hilarious Ian Fides. You can see his new special on YouTube right now, and you can see Being Ian. Great podcast. I've listened to Being Ian.
And watch it probably on YouTube.
Every Wednesday.
And wonder, like me, whether there's sexual tension in the room the whole time when I was there. It felt like it's like a real like Zach and Kelly.
That's how I felt when I walked in this room.
Yeah, we had just fucked before you got here. So
Is that why there's Oreos everywhere?
Yeah.
That's how we fuck.
Yeah.
That's why we use double stuffed.
Yes. I love that you guys are doing a podcast. It is my dumb friends reunion. I was thinking about it on the way here.
This time we hope to get 2,000 listeners.
I used to listen to that driving back and forth from Delaware to New York.
Did you really?
And yeah. And when you guys asked me to do that, it was I was like, yo, this is fucking awesome.
Well, you're a very funny guy, and this is our the show we're doing is called Burbs. Sean, you want to do it? This is why
the show is called Burbsbros.
I can't host at all, so Sean can host.
One thing me and Dan have in common is we are from the Burbs.
Right.
I miss the Burbs. I'm getting to that point in my old age. I miss the Burbs.
I do too.
So we wanted to explore with our friends the Burbs, and then all this wacky crap that happens in the Burbs.
Yeah,
anything from crime to paranormal to killdozers to any amount.
I miss
of
the
weird
simplicity
Where
of mowing
are you
lawn.
from again? Because I got you. You're from a suburb.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Wilmington, Delaware, and Sean was awesome. Sean looked up some fun stories.
I did.
We have one for you.
We think we have
the news
classmate of yours.
Before we start. I want to get to you we'll get to your stories later on, but this is the first story.
This is
Pat, you want to Delaware County crossing guard supplied middle school students with narcotics.
Wait,
DEA.
Do you think when the cops were showing up, she just did all of them? just swallowed all of them, and that's
She
what
looks like that classic sad clown porcelain
That's
doll
what we were saying before. She looks
that
like a
everybody's like aunt has.
I said she looks like if you took a magazine and tried to make a face from different pictures in the magazine.
Oh my god!
Apparently she's going through. It's rough. So
she is going through it.
She was. What kind of Pat? What kind of drug was it?
It was cigarettes and marijuana.
Cigarettes? She's dealing with cigarettes?
Like vapes.
Like it's prison?
She's only 26?
She's 26?
Like vapes.
Penwood Middle School. Oh, I've heard of Penwood.
You've heard of Penwood?
Yeah. Let's see your mugshot. She's all right. She's all right. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Even though it's a mugshot, you're allowed to say, give me a second. I think they'd be okay. Yeah. Like if you were just like, hey guys, look at me.
She looks like she got arrested like halfway through dressing as a clown. Yeah, like she was like, oh, I have my clown gig, and then they're like, knock, knock. Oh, fuck.
Was she a crossing guard at a school? Yeah, it was on coal mining property.
Pat? What's her name?
Let me check it out.
Let's see.
Was she a crossing guard during post 9/11 cleanup? Why is her face just covered in
it looks like she was at ground zero.
Yeah.
Her name is Kiara Lee.
Kiara Lee.
Name.
So
she's only 26.
26, guys. She's probably single. So anybody who's a fan of the show, looking for love in Delaware,
if
check
you're a
out
high school
Kiara.
kid, are you buying anything off that? Like, you're seeing that.
You're so desperate. When did you buy weed for the first time?
Me? Would I buy weed? I think it was just through, it was definitely like
was it high school though?
Yeah, it was high school. But it was like, I'm not a big weed guy, so it was just through a group of people, and they're like, "Hey, pitch in for weed. We get a guy coming for where we go meet a guy." It might even been.
It was her.
I know one of the early times was like the dirty weed, like the Washington Square Park.
It was
the friends were going to college.
Not that strong, but was like, like you found the crystals in it.
Yes, it was like bad weed they would sell for like the suburban kids.
Mid weed
in like the middle of Washington Square. It was like famous Washington Square Park bad weed. When you couldn't, you weren't supposed to go in that park.
There was a girl. Well, it's getting that way now.
Yeah.
There was a girl freshman year who bought weed from a guy. She got caught.
Your high school.
My high school.
Where'd you go to high school, by the way?
She finked him out in Delaware. And
which high school?
She. What is this? Inquisition?
Trying to be a good co-host.
Where? When? Who? Huh?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think, in case somebody knows.
Yeah, so what happened? She did what?
He won't tell me. All right.
We're getting your transcripts. That's why.
She got caught. And she faked this kid out, and he got expelled, and she was just persona non grata for the rest of the year. And then this guy would just show up to school and still sell people weed just outside the property of the school.
That's like in my school we had a smoking everybody would call it. Every school probably had it.
The pit.
They would call it the smoking section.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It made it sound like the school was like that's the smoking section. But it was just like where the property line stopped,
right?
And the school couldn't do anything.
And they were cool with people smoking.
They just couldn't do anything about it. And there would be like 50 kids out there smoking.
That's the best.
And then it got to be weed at times, and sometimes during the end of the year.
We would go to the ranch
Ian's
house.
a big cigarette smoker. Anyone listening who hasn't seen Ian before,
maybe the most active cigarette smoker I've ever seen.
Thank you.
You're very active.
Thank you.
You have a lot of energy. And you smoke a ton of cigarettes.
Are you our age? Well, I'm old.
I'm 39.
Sean. Okay, I'm a little older than you.
How old are you? 40.
46.
46.
You're 46?
Yeah.
No way.
What'd you think it was, 53?
No, I thought you were like 40.
Really?
41. I thought you were our age.
Never happened.
You look great.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Yeah. No.
I wear a hat. Me bald, I look way...
No. We used to smoke at a place called the Ranch House. And it was a close walk. It was a diner, and they let you smoke.
It sounds like a pseudonym for something far worse. We went down to the ranch house.
It was a human milking plant.
they had Brokeback Mountain playing on a loop.
I got milk down at the ranch house.
Dude,
was it just an area, or was it?
No, it was a diner. They let you smoke indoors. They didn't care how old you were, as long as you ordered coffee or something to pay.
Yeah.
So we would order French fries and coffee and just sit and chain smoke. We're 14 years old, 15 years old.
Oh, that's the best.
We'd skateboard out back, and then we would walk to the Exxon and get people to buy us cigarettes. You know, you'd be like, hey, here's $5, keep the change, get us cigarettes. Then we'd walk to the mall, or we'd have some weird fucking rotating senior drive us around.
There's always like
every time it was a weirder and weirder dude I had never met, and he was, like
the replaceable weird senior who doesn't
hang out with
one guy.
Well, I was a freshman. All my other friends were like junior seniors, so I was like the young kid.
I had older friends in high school too, but we had one guy who was like, all my friends were Chinese delivery men, and they were friends with this one guy.
Were they Chinese?
They were Chinese. No,
you were just best friends with Keno from Ninja Turtles.
They were all white guys, but this is like one of the guys there was like an older senior, like he was years old, and those would buy us drugs.
Yeah, like a Woodford from whatever his name is from Dazed and Confused.
Dude, way worse, because this is like oh my god, the reason he was at that job was like 2 years earlier he like killed a girl, like. She had like
what?
He had bought ecstasy that was bad, and she just died, and he had to like bring the body to the parents. And he was selling General Tso's with my friend.
Oh my god,
that's all old. What I'm trying to say, there's always like the older high school guy who's like, there's like some horrible backstory that happened with them.
Yeah, and you know what it is like. You think these are all old stories because like now everybody's like weed's legal, but there was a guy in Jersey near where you grew up that they were arrested with like 200 grams of weed in a parking lot. Like it was, I forget where it was. It was like what part of Jersey?
Do we have that?
I think we have it, but like. I'm at the point where it's like, how are you getting arrested for weed? Like nobody cares about weed.
Here we go.
There he is.
The guy. Duo found with 240 grams of pot. It's Felipe Esparza.
It's in. I'm sorry. It was in the Plains, Illinois. It's like near Chicago O'Hare Airport. But like. Him and his buddy were witness.
It looks like if Sub-Zero took off his mask.
He looks like he's in the next Desperado movie.
It looks like somebody explained to him while I was here, and he's like, yeah, okay, yeah. I get it. No, you're right.
That guy's great.
This is bad for a visual podcast, guys, but these guys, like, if you want to know, like, I'm going to, in Chicago, very liberal city, how can you get arrested for selling weed in 2024? Fucking read this story. He's like.
Also, these two guys that got arrested, they look like Mexican Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. They look like Mexican gang members from Three Ninjas. You remember those guys?
It's like the bad guy from a 90s high school movie. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, 200. What's 200 grams? I love how they say 200 grams.
That is like 19 ounces.
19? That's it?
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean that's it? That's a lot.
Well, no, but the reason they got him is because he had weed on the fucking dashboard. they're like, hey, do you have weed here? And he had all his paraphernalia and weed on the dashboard and shit.
And he was like, no.
He was like, yeah. I think he just said yeah. I was like, yeah.
I think I would have just said yeah because I'm like,
it's a little more than a pound.
A little more than a pound's not that much weed. This day and age, like, let's be honest, these guys were getting not shook down a little bit because they kind of looked like up to something, and they were like, all right, we found a pound of weed. That's enough for us.
Yeah.
You're outside by Chicago O'Hare Airport. You know, they probably thought it was going to be way worse, and they're like, we're going to arrest you anyway, and that just becomes a news story.
I will say I'd rather be in their arrest blotter than fucking Scottie Pippen's daughter selling to middle schoolers.
Wait, what's that story?
The story right before.
Oh,
Scottie Pippen's daughter.
Scottie Pippen's daughter.
Then like
That's exactly what she looks like.
She looks like Scottie
It's like
Pippen's
trans Scottie Pippen.
Like, this guy just fucked up, and yeah, she's like trans Scottie Pippen. The one who was selling weed to middle schoolers was trans Scottie Pippen. We have a picture of them again, her again, Pat. Him. Sorry, I don't want to like
her.
I don't want to join the culture wars. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Pass me to rock. Good God.
Not going anywhere for a while.
These local news sites have the best photos.
Oh my God, they're great.
The one guy, literally, his eyes are closed. The other one, his partner in crime, the other guy's eyes are closed with a Metallica shirt.
By the way, they're beautiful compared to the last one.
He kind of looks like Latino Chris Scopo.
I say, yeah, I could see that. He looks like he just came there.
Yeah, he's got like that.
By the way, visual media.
In order to open his eyes, they should have just said peekaboo.
Peekaboo. But yeah, he looks.
But it's one of those things where it's like you got to wonder if you get arrested for weed. It's got to be so overt. You're spitting in the face of the cops because apparently during the arrest, while they were talking to them, they're just smelling the smell of.
We gotta do something.
We gotta. It's like it's almost like, guys, I can help you out if you were good liars, but you're just. It's crazy that they just. It was that overt.
Also, you're a cop outside of the suburbs of Chicago. You have so much more important shit to do. Like, it's a fucking
there's toddlers being gunned down.
Yeah, it's just a civil war out there. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, imagine like getting arrested for weed, like in today's Chicago. Like that's how much of a fuck up you have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're getting raped in jail. They're like, you brought it on yourself.
Yeah, that's a good voice.
Did you ever, you guys ever get arrested with your friends, your smoker friends?
I never. I've been handcuffed, but never been taken into jail. I've been arrested. When I was older, we got arrested in Ocean City, Maryland, for drinking on the beach. Yeah, and then. When we were kids, we didn't get arrested. We ran from it. We were writing graffiti in the train trestle in my town. Like,
what was your tag, Sean?
It was Jesk. Jesk. And honestly, do you want to make fun of me?
Wait, Jesk?
Jesk. Jesk.
What was that like? Was the etymology?
You know what I thought? I was into comedy at the time. Do you know?
Jeskelnik.
I was thinking jester.
I want to beat you with this microphone to death. No. I want to fucking Chris Brown you in the middle of a fucking.
Oh my God!
That is
Sean.
the worst thing I've ever.
I knew you'd have a field day.
Jess?
Oh
I think that's what I was hearing.
The killdozer into your house. Jess?
Pat, our producer. Pat, are you hearing Jess?
Wait, Jesk?
Jesk. And I guess I thought like it was Jester plus a K. I don't know where the K came from. So,
oh my God, that's brutal.
Ain't nothing funny about this.
Ain't nothing funny about this. Yeah. Did you
Who's laughing
like
now?
Lenny Bruce?
Yeah.
But we were.
We all like when I first got into comedy. It's like I read Lenny Bruce's book first. I'm like, this is what real comedians do, and then like a couple years later, I'm like, oh, he's not good. Took me like a little bit of while.
Yeah, I mean everybody.
Oh, he's not very good.
How many people listen to like Patrice on O&A and then they get on stage and they're like, let me tell it like it is.
Yes.
Like fuck.
Or like the Bill Hicks people.
Oh, I don't have.
My God, dude, Small Town Bill Hicks is my favorite. Like the guy doing a guest spot or whatever that's in a leather jacket.
My God, you're right. Yes,
telling it how it is to everyone.
I had one of those guys who'd showed up. I'm not going to say who and what club, but he would every time I was in town headlining, he would show up to do that move.
Mm-hmm. And it was him. He was the rant guy.
It was clearly like, hey, I'm the funnier fat bearded guy, and I don't know how you fucking did this,
dude. I did a gig in Troy.
I think I know where that is.
In Troy, New
Probably
York.
Do. I'm almost positive you do.
It was at some restaurant. No one wanted to be there. It was one of those knife fight shows where you have to abandon all hope and just scream and yell at them and just insult to get laughs. And this guy's up there, and he's like, "Yeah, Hillary, Is that where you think it's gonna go? Huh? Hillary? Like just breaking it down. Dude.
Well, remember when there was like
Brutal.
Going like that with his head.
Remember back in the day, there was like political, like when we first started in New York, political comic was like, there was a couple of them.
Oh, there's
There's
a couple names I'm holding on because it's our second episode.
Yeah.
But what's this? Yeah, I mean that. And by the way, none of them. It's funny because when I first met them, I'm like, oh, these guys are artists. And then after I got sober, I was like, oh, fuck these guys.
I remember Neil Constantine at an open mic, like when the
good guy. I will say that
guy.
Very good guy.
Very good.
Who's this, Neil?
Yeah.
Good guy.
He went up. So, do you remember when Sam got in trouble for that rape joke with like
Yes.
Lindy West or whatever? I was at an open mic and he just started pacing and was like, "We supposed to go there?" Just like taking it personally.
Wait,
browbeating.
Sam did the joke?
Sam did the joke.
He was offended?
No. Sam did a joke and some girl in the crowd.
Was he
wrote an
angry at
article.
Sam or angry
No, he was angry at the girl.
right?
The
It was
journalist.
Lindy West.
Yeah.
She did the thing with Norton on Kamau Bell's show.
Well,
They went at it.
Like 12,000 people watched.
Yeah.
They
It would get 0.0 ratings.
That's crazy.
It really would. It didn't rate.
It's one of the like I thought.
What, that episode or the show?
No, the show itself.
Show in general.
No way.
It's so funny because television is changing. Like, because like, you know, I was writing for a sitcom, and then we got canceled for a number, and then next year a show was renewed for that number. But by the way, way more than 15,000. No,
Yeah.
But this, I thought of this for you when I saw this story. New Jersey man arrested.
What?
As
Where?
authorities. What? I'm just.
Where were you on May 29th?
What is bad enough? But imagine
you,
being
Dan.
investigated. Imagine being investigated for a string.
A string of public masturbation.
A string. So also like walking past some guy's masturbating, and then this other guy's like
jerking off
"Wait a minute,
Spider-Man."
were you at Joanne's Fabrics last week? Like somebody's recognizing like this can't just be one guy. It's a string.
Imagine being a masturbation hack. Just you're everywhere, all over the place.
Bergen County, dude. That's where I grew up, Rutherford.
Oh, the call is coming from inside the house, Dan.
It was me. Yeah,
Yeah, Jersey.
I'm throwing Ian on and throw him off my set. But
Shouldn't it just be like once and that kind of? Does it mean that he kept getting arrested? Is that what it says?
yeah, well, they say there was a string. I remember reading it. It said,
keep scrolling.
You don't want that. Englewood Police Department was notified Thursday of the incident, which happened in Englewood in the presence of a child under the age of 13.
And there it is.
Boo! Hey now, Dory, no exploring on that.
The exact location was not identified. It was a Build-A-Bear store.
It would be. Why don't we just throw out the location?
Where are these kids hanging out? Ian wants to know.
Go down. What did he get caught trying to jerk off with someone else, or was he doing it in the bathroom?
I think he was outside because it's a couple places, right?
He was in front of the kid.
34. Yeah, you can't be 34 jerking off in front of a 13-year-old guy. Any of our fans who are doing that, don't do that anymore. Thanks, Pat.
Anybody who's doing that, this is how the world has changed. You can't just jerk off.
No, we're the pro cancel culture podcast. If you're jerking off in front of a 12-year-old, we're gonna cancel you. I'm officially putting my stick in it.
You know, it'd be so funny if he gets caught and then he's like, no. The 14-year-old just happened to be nearby. Like he's like, I was jerking off, but I didn't know she was there. Like,
Yeah.
You don't have too much of a leg to stand on. You're still.
I was in how am I supposed? I don't have X-ray vision. I can't see through the stall.
I mean, there's a lot of like we're going to talk about it on our Patreon. I don't think you're going to be around, but like there are a lot of fucked up like, oh well, this person's getting put on the same list as this guy, and clearly they're not like, oh, you guys were just fucking.
Oh, if you get caught pissing in public,
it's a sex
or having sex in your car or whatever. Sex offender list.
Jesus.
Crazy.
And that's just
scary.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. If you're having sex in your car.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. I have a story about that. But like this guy, 34-year-old.
Was he caught masturbating or masturbating at someone?
No,
masturbating at. I was
scroll down more.
I don't know for sure, but come on, man.
Yeah, so he exposed himself in public and masturbated in front of a child.
Yikes.
Can't do that.
Pat's against that too.
Can't do
I'd
that.
say most people
I know I'm not a part of this podcast, but I want to throw my hat in the ring. I'm against that too.
Ian Fidance is against jerking off in Bergen County in front of
Hot take by Ian Fidance.
Yeah. Or wait, no. Should it be thumbs down?
It should be thumbs
fuck.
Have you ever walked in on somebody like not your friend, but like walking on a public masturbator anywhere?
Yes.
I've seen one. In the
I want
subway.
to hear both the stories.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I just saw a guy. He had Vaseline by his feet.
Oh,
and
my
I just heard the smacking sound. And
Where
his
was
legs
this?
are moving up and down. It was. I ran a 5K in Wilmington, Delaware, one year in like 2010 or some shit.
Yeah.
And I went to use a public bathroom, and the guy was just beating off with a bunch of Vaseline
Just out in the not even in a stall. Just out
in a stall.
In a stall, but you could.
And I saw.
You
His
saw
legs.
the accoutrement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, there's one guy. I remember this was in Florida. I was like on a vacation with an ex-girlfriend, and I went in there, and there was some guy like in front of the urinal, like 4 feet away, just so you could see his hog, and it was just like he was like 5'5", and the dick was like a foot. It was
Really?
one of the biggest cocks.
I gotta be honest.
I
If
didn't
I
know
had,
you saw me in the bathroom. That's hi.
He was very unassuming. This guy.
if I had that, I can't guarantee that I wouldn't do that once in my life.
Yeah, you got to assert dominance. You got to shake it
I told you
around.
about.
If I had
I think
that
I told you about
situation.
this on My Dumb Friends, but that was our old podcast, guys.
Yeah, this is a long time.
But this is we did. I told you about horsecock, right? When I was on that one.
No.
There's a guy I worked with. Well, I used to be a security guard at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and there was a guy they called horsecock, and I was like, why are they dumb? I'm like, why do they call him that? And they're like, he's got a horsecock, and I was like, all right, so whatever. I'm in the bathroom. This is like the employee bathroom, and I'm like, we're both pissing next to each other, and I go, how's it going down there? He goes, you want a free sample? And he moved, and it looked like a tremor from like the movie Tremors.
Oh my God.
It was gigantic. This fucking white guy, glasses, like huge, gigantic fucking.
There's a story of Jimi Hendrix. He had a
He had a big
prolifically large dick, and
Makes sense.
apparently he was some like sound guy or something at some venue told me that he took a piss next to Jimi Hendrix, and he caught him looking at his dick, and Jimi Hendrix is looking at him when he looks up, and he goes, "You dig?"
Shut up. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's the most Jimi Hendrix sounding story I've
Right?
ever heard in my life.
Isn't that great?
I've had that
thing-
with my asshole, but
I had it. You know what's crazy is, even
No,
just bring it back to the
please
suburbs.
dig.
If you look at this happened like 2 or 3 times in the suburbs, right? Teaneck, New Jersey, whatever. It's right
What,
outside
the
city.
jerking off?
The jerking off guy.
That also happens at Penn Station.
But that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't, like, it's almost like a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as not like you do it there, you get arrested. Like the guy in Wilmington would have gotten arrested if you were like some mom. She would have freaked. Cops would have came down. This guy would. How many times people jerk off on the subway in front of people? And it's like, hey, they put a picture online and that's it. But the one that happened to me was I was coming up the steps and there was a two.
Pat Stango.
It was two.
Shout out Pat
things,
Stango, Greg.
Two things of 2 sets of stairs. I'm running up. It was so shocking. I run up the first set on like the little the platform. The guy's jerking off like downwards.
Oh
I
my
see him,
God.
and for some reason I go,
Downwards?
yeah, like he was like trying to hide it. I could tell. It was so obvious.
rough, man.
And I didn't know what I was doing. I saw it. I go, what are you doing? I was like, wait, what am I asking? And I just kept
That's
running.
part
up
of
the
it for
stairs.
him, though.
Yeah.
I try to get like a old train conductor looking guy to go, what are you doing? And then that's the only thing that will make me fucking
I
come.
saw a guy doing it on the street by a park, and I walk by and I walk back. I go, yo, come on, man. And he goes, what? I go, there's people walking around. There's a park over there.
Yeah.
Why don't you go over there? And he goes, you're right. And he got up and went over to the park.
This old
right on
in
Broom Street.
Bushwick, I used to live.
Starts flying a kite.
Shout out with this guy Matt. I used to live with this guy Matt Morano. Shout out Matt. I get he had
Matt.
a good guy. He was going to work. He had early work because he was like a bellhop. 5:30, going down the stairs, and we had the thing where it was like 2 doors. There's the outside door, the inside door that you buzz in, and there was the guy in the middle. He's jerking off and sobbing, and then he goes, "What
in the vestibule?
In the middle, yeah, the vestibule. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm sorry." And
Was it a David Lynch movie?
I don't know. But it's really, that's like 5:30 in the morning. This kid's going to work.
It's an art installation.
Yeah, and he's I'm sorry. I can't. Pat, have you ever masturbated publicly?
Are you asking Pat?
Yeah.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I used to
You're
go
young.
to Jack Shacks.
I've been
Oh, you're asking him.
masturbated publicly.
Oh shit! Who masturbated you?
My high school girlfriend.
Where?
Wait, that's hot.
Under like a jungle gym. There's like no one in the park.
And how you
You
were
better fucking hope not.
You're 16.
It's so funny that the difference of what playgrounds become depending on your age as a kid. Like when you're little, you're jumping all over that jungle gym, and then it's like a place
Now
to
it's
hook
just a
up with your
one-star
girl.
And then you're just begging for hand jobs.
Yeah, I got one on church steps. I got one. And,
Well, that's a classic. I've gotten that too.
and
What?
on church steps.
Yeah, the steps.
In Long Island.
After service?
Yeah,
that was the
Father
nighttime. God was asleep,
Father Marin.
and I was on the steps, and it was this girl named Ingrid. She had the name of a 90-year-old, and she was probably.
Bleep that, by the way, Pat.
You should say her first name.
Will you say his first name?
Yeah,
I don't even know. I've
I don't
never
even know
met
her
an
last
Ingrid.
name. But anyway, the story was there's 5 in the country.
There's like 5.
The story was that she
Two were dead.
stopped. She stopped in the middle of it, and I was going to get blue balls, and I knew I'd get blue balls, and a lot of girls don't know about blue balls, especially in high school.
Yeah.
And I go, don't you know what that does? You can't just stop like that. And I was like pleading with her to continue, and she's like, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Blue balls aren't real.
That's 1,000%.
No
You never had
way.
blue balls?
I mean, it's real, but it's not real. Like in the sense that it's not like a medical condition, but they're real.
No, it's a real
sucks.
feeling. It sucks. Yeah.
Well, that's
What-
cool.
what
for her.
happens to you
As
for
part of
blue
a good
balls?
place, you
Do they
probably
hurt?
Tightens, everything tightens up. Yeah.
You
it
probably
hurts.
just could have gotten a
Especially
priest
back
to-
then. Now I haven't had it in however long.
You probably just could have gotten.
Look, here we go. Look at this. Blue balls occurs when an erection lasts for an extended period of time without an orgasm. This is known as epididymal hypertension. Well, that's fancy.
Epididymal.
It can be uncomfortable, but usually isn't serious. Whatever it was, is like I had a couple cases of where I was like, it hurt a lot.
Really?
Yeah. When I was younger, when I was like 17, 18.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you know what it is? All these things, like you said about the guy from Kodiak, was like in a restaurant, right? Think about all the gross things that happen in restaurants. Like there was like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like people doing God knows what.
Like
Starbucks
Horatio
bathrooms.
Sands licking the sugar off a French toast in Road Trip.
Wait. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, I thought you were talking about like the real Horatio Sands. I'm like, I don't think that story's come out yet. Daily Beast.
No, there was like there was a restaurant in Kansas. We have the story where it's like where the guy the restaurant got 380 tips from the public being like, this guy who works for you is contaminating the food with his body. Like it's literally, but it was 380 tips to the restaurant.
Dude, 380 tips. We have the story.
It's so nasty.
Okay, this is the funniest part of the story, though, is that like he got, obviously he was fired or whatever, but like there are the people from that town are like supporting, being like, we need to support the restaurant. It's still a really good restaurant. So there's like a weird, there's like, I don't know.
Wait, contaminating food more than 20 times with parts of his body.
We don't know. They don't know that yet, but I guess that the town really likes the restaurant, so they're like, you shouldn't blame the restaurant for this guy's.
Also, the name of the restaurant today, it's in the story. It's called the Hereford House.
The ball dip.
Which just sounds like a recovery home. It just sounds like
I think
it sounds
I
like a
spent 6
sober
months
house.
there. Yeah. I think I'm going to speak.
Dan's petting horses.
That's
at the
Dan's
Hereford
alma mater.
if
He's like, I studied abroad there.
if there was
The name was Tina. He was a clinical assistant.
380, like that means there's for sure somebody came back who's like, this chicken salad tastes worse.
Something's up. Yeah.
Tastes worse now that he's not here. You know what I mean? Like I liked it better when it was saltier when he was here.
They got used to that recipe.
Yeah, and it's like now they got rid of him.
But also you wonder, they have to be so vague in the article. They're like, he contaminated using body parts. And you're like, that could be multiple things.
But wait, it says the
What do you think
restaurant,
it is? If you're at a restaurant, it
he
means,
admitted to contaminating food more than 20 times. But then why does it say 380 phone calls?
of people like being like, don't shut down the restaurant. Isn't that what it was?
I don't know, but
Submitted to police specifically about this.
It was somebody calling up like, yeah, I think this is still balls. The soup still tastes like balls.
This is one of those urban myths that you horrified to
is a
find
good
out is
word
real,
for it.
like Gulf of Tonkin. Like it's one of those conspiracy theories that turns out being real, and you're like, oh man.
Dude, yeah, it's like you can food service is the one place you can still have a past and work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like when I worked at Yellowstone in the food industry, there's all these dishwasher guys that you're like, man, there's every one of these guys has a story about why they're not
Oh yeah.
Oh, everybody's like on. You mean they're like on the run?
Yeah, they're on the run. Yeah, there's like something going on with all these guys.
That's like Alaska, dude. Alaska's known for that. Alaska's known for people who want to go off the grid go to Alaska. You know Brendan Ayer. Brendan Ayer worked with a bunch of guys that
robbed a bank
at a tuna canning
thing. Yeah. Then, but he was talking about.
He worked at a cannery.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, cool.
Salmon, I guess, cannery, whatever it was. No, that's totally. But I feel like they don't. They feel like they go to places in the middle of nowhere, not the suburbs. Like suburbs. Yeah. Everybody's in everybody else's business. So you can go to the middle of Manhattan and be more anonymous than if you're in the middle of Alaska.
Oh yeah.
I went to Kodiak and there's nobody around.
Hey, can you just go back to that story once more, man? There's God, where was that? There was a quote here. Guys, this is our second episode, so we're working out the kids.
Yeah,
there are 6 sick people out in the world. That was it. Yeah, said Patty Baker, customer at here. So this has already happened. She's back there.
Yeah, she's like they asked her at the restaurant. She was back.
Sick people here.
She's at the salad bar going, "There's sick people." She's pouring on ranch,
leering meat off a wing.
That's not going to stop me from these jalapeno poppers.
She's just flicking off debris.
There's sick people out here, and I'd be sick without the Hereford's House crab salad.
Well, that was like, remember, what was this is also, they're everywhere, the Jack in the Boxes. Remember when they had the food poisoning thing?
Yeah.
And they had a trick.
It was like pink, what was it, pink chicken or something like
that? They had a trick where they told employees that worked at Jack in the Boxes, for a year, you can bring your families, you can eat as much as you want for free, just to fill the restaurants. So when people were driving by, they'd see they were full again and start using it.
Whoa!
Yeah,
you know, we went to one in Florida when my grandma was dying, and a really upbeat story. But like we had to leave because somebody like sprayed mace on somebody else.
In a Jack in the Box?
Yeah, this was like a year. Like, that restaurant could not. When we were kids, Jack in the Box was like the worst. That was the one everyone was like, that's the worst. And now I don't think it's near that at all.
It's no, but it definitely was like the thing you would go to, like if you were making fun of fast food, you'd say Jack in the Box. And now they have all those Red Lobsters. It's tough. Jack in the Box is one thing.
It's done.
They've closed a bunch of them, but it's like. It's going to hurt them even more because it's like seafood. If I hear 150 seafood
you like seafood, though.
I love seafood. But why are they closing?
They went bankrupt.
Sure, I'm serious. Like, here, you want to pull up the Pat story, Endless Shrimp?
Yes.
Bankrolled them.
No.
They tried to do Endless Shrimp.
Sizzler used to have that. Sizzler doesn't exist either.
Yes.
Yeah, those like middle chain ones that aren't fast food and aren't like nice restaurants, they always die.
Did you in Wilmington? Did you have a chain growing up that you thought only existed in Wilmington?
Sizzler.
You thought you were
amazing.
Like Sizzler's just here,
dude. We would see a movie and go to Sizzler. Every like once a month on Fridays.
That's a great fucking Friday, dude.
Amazing.
I look forward to that as a kid.
The best.
And it was probably
the best.
Probably spent $30 for the whole family. It was probably like $10 for dinner.
They had an all-you-could-eat buffet.
Tell me, wait, I set this up. Movie. What was the best movie for that Friday night? The best meal.
Oh my God, A League of Their Own.
A League of. I didn't think that was coming.
That's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
Oh, and then Kid and Play. What's the
House
one?
Party?
No, what's the one where Kid and Play they switch up in high school?
Class Act.
Class Act. My dad took me to see that.
And what was your Sizzler order when you got there?
Oh, it was all you could eat buffet. I would just eat endless shrimp.
I'm starting to get dirty with you.
Yeah.
Tell me what you put on.
Let's bring out those Oreos.
Fucking.
Dan's going to get publicly masturbating here.
We're not in Teaneck, Dan.
Can't get it up anymore.
What about Home Alone? Was that one of the movies?
No, Home Alone came out.
That was earlier.
John's a great house. This is his first time doing transitions, and that was the worst thing I've ever.
You just talked about 2 movies.
Oh, but I thought you were.
That's a great transition.
You go, Home Alone. How was that? Our next story's about Home Alone.
It's such a dick. That's a good transition. He just mentioned 2 movies in a row, and I said, "Was Home Alone
around the same time period?"
Man, you fucked that one up.
Reminds me of a little town called Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah. Why don't you open your shirt up more, Dan?
Do you want to show this?
No, it looks good.
No. Oh God, no, not that.
Nobody wants that.
They sold the home. Well, what I was getting to, in my really subtle way, but Dan ruined it, is that they sold I think it's a company bought the Home Alone house.
They also just sold Pee Wee Herman's house.
Oh,
yeah, that's $5 million. Pee Wee Herman's house looks sick. So does both these.
I don't think they sold it.
This one was $5.5 million.
They put it on the market, but this is completely redone. The Pee Wee Herman house, same aesthetic and style. He kept it for over 40 years when he bought the
his actual house.
His actual
in
house.
my head, I'm thinking from the movie, the house. I'm like, really?
Sean, would you rather live in the Pee Wee Herman house or the Home Alone house? Let's look at both.
See, they changed the Home Alone house.
Thing. Yeah, this is all redone.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
No, I hate it.
Gorgeous.
It should look the way it did.
That house in New York is $10 million.
Oh, that house in New York that's charitable, I think.
That is.
Oh my God!
A basketball
You got
court.
a basketball court?
Wow, that is
God,
awesome.
Man. Oh, that's awesome too.
That is such a great house. How many bedrooms is it?
On the apps right now after looking at this.
Let's see what here we go. What's the bed total bedrooms? 3. What is
We
it?
got
5?
5 bedrooms.
Wow.
6 full bathrooms.
Wow, that
6
was
showers.
It's crazy. Think about because they must have like what the Breaking Bad house has, where people just constantly people just going by this house. So the fact that it's in this great condition and they didn't just abandon the thing, people have
It's
frustration.
just the outside is the same, right?
Yeah. Nobody's trying to get into the house.
Yeah, they completely gutted and changed the interior.
You ever see the videos of the Breaking Bad house and the woman just yelling at people who try to?
No.
Whoever bought it, it's like you bought the Breaking Bad house. You can't mistake it. And people are trying to just go out and take pictures of it, and she's screaming and cursing, giving them the finger, and it's.
Yeah, this is Paul Rubin's home.
Yeah, that's nice. Wow, look at that view.
Dude, he bought this for $400,000 in the early 90s.
Wow.
He bought it after the movie came out.
Yeah.
3 bath.
$5 million. Can we see more of these? Oh, Jesus, sorry. This looks like Jackie Treehorn's house.
It does.
Big Lebowski guy.
This is Hollywood Hills, right?
Yeah.
Los Feliz.
He dodged the pedophile thing, huh?
He got out of it. Yeah, he
wasn't a
didn't.
pedophile.
Him and his friend Jeffrey Jones at the same time. They got arrested.
He wasn't a pedophile.
He got arrested for questionable material that he had.
He was
It an
sharing
photo book
with Jeffrey Jones.
at the same
Paul
time.
Rubens?
Yeah.
When he got caught for jerking off?
No, it was after. Him at the same time Jeffrey Jones got arrested.
Who's
The connection
Jeffrey Jones?
between I guess they were trading photos, but his was just like artsy photos, and Jeffrey Jones was straight up pedophile.
Good
straight
God.
up, like-
Who's Jeffrey Jones?
He's
He's
the
great.
principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
He's great.
He's a great
That's
actor.
right. He's
by
no
the
longer
way-
in Beetlejuice.
Nope.
No.
They have his funeral. That's
Yeah.
like the big selling point of the new trailer.
Yeah.
Well,
there's no way.
So they were friends. Or they just got caught at the same time.
I think they were friends.
They were
and
friends.
He might have came up in some kind of correspondence, and that's why Paul Rubens' name was in the mix.
He was in but they put him in the last Deadwood movie, which I thought was crazy.
They probably just didn't care. I think there's certain.
Yeah.
I think you get to that point where there's certain production companies that are like, we don't care.
What's his name? Who's the guy? Deadwood guy again? It's
The main guy.
the guy who recruited David Milch.
Oh,
So I guess he didn't care.
probably not.
David Milch is like, I already owe fucking $20 million in gambling fees.
You know about the Bruno Mars thing?
What?
Do you know he's doing like a residency in Las Vegas?
He owes like $50 million.
More. He owns like $200 million. It's like or $100 million.
God.
What?
So that's
So
why he's
like,
doing it.
gambling was never my thing.
He's doing
It's from gambling?
It's from gambling, supposedly. So he racked up.
Tossed a grenade.
Hold on, here we
from
go.
us. It just
Bruno
doesn't-
Mars doesn't owe $50 million. Oh,
Yeah, but that's story.
bullshit.
We just want to. Now we're like, that disproved us, but fuck him, they're wrong.
That's a PR thing.
I'm there next week in Vegas. Maybe I'll go see Bruno Mars.
Also,
In
it's
the
like
cellar?
No,
if you're MGM,
hotel.
they worded it very, very carefully. You could just be like, he doesn't owe us $50 million. He owes us $100 million. I like Bruno Mars, but
He's very talented.
he is.
Nope.
You don't think so?
I am not taking away his talent. I just don't like him. He is talented.
If
do you
Michael
like?
Jackson didn't exist, he would be way bigger.
He's way less problematic than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, gambling's one thing.
That's the problem. I like him bad.
What? Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, and I always say it's like your pedophile is either Michael Jackson or Woody Allen, depending on what cultural
You back one?
thing you're into.
there teams?
The whites have Woody Allen, and the blacks have Michael Jackson.
I've always been black then. I love Michael Jackson.
Who do you think's better, Michael Jackson or Woody Allen?
Michael Jackson.
Sean?
Who thinks better?
It's apples and pomegranates. But
If I have to pick, it's Woody Allen. I guess I'm on the white side.
All right, Pat, decide.
Michael Jackson.
You
Fucking, you're wrong.
here's the
Pat.
thing. It depends on if you think any of that documentary is
go to
true.
Neverland.
You can't say Michael Jackson.
I mean, he had a fire drill for that
can.
kid's butthole. Remember, it would be like they would be like, and then he would walk in, and then she was like, "Oh, sorry,
You okay?
God damn it, sorry guys, oh my God, sorry, Pat, oh."
What the hell's the matter with you?
I've been smoking these vapes. It's showtime, Beetlejuice. Come on. All right. No.
Wait, so what do you mean the fire drill for?
Did you get your vape from this?
Damn, we have a picture. We have a picture of your lungs.
Yeah.
Dan just coughed that up.
Yeah. Where is she? Where's my girl again?
Oh, this is the other one. This is the last story.
Our favorite story.
What is this?
Fugitive who killed woman in 1994 DUI crash in Scottsdale, died in Canada. She got away with it. This was like 30 years later. She went on the go after killing this lady, and fuck, that was it, man.
She fled to Canada right afterwards, which is also like.
So she hit the woman and then drove to Canada.
I don't know if she went straight. I don't know.
She might have gotten funny.
Might have gone to an auto body shop.
So boom. All right.
She shows up. She's up in Toronto with just blood and hair.
Deer.
It's just so fun. Yeah, I mean, like, good for you. It's just so funny that Scottsdale is the place. I thought that would be the place you were escaping to.
Yes,
but
and also
good for her, man.
The thing about Arizona and Canada, there's like a connection.
Can we watch this?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Is that okay, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's see if it works.
It's news. Yeah.
Figuring it out. Okay.
It's fair use. Sure.
Oh, okay, great.
You want to back it up a little?
Speaking of use, can we use the volume?
Hey now.
Oh, Ian Fidance, everybody. He's here all week.
Just a second.
God damn it.
In the meantime, read
the Scottsdale. A fugitive wanted in connection with a deadly DUI crash from there we go. From 1994 in Scottsdale has been located
sadly
years after she changed her name and fled to Canada, police say, marking the end of a 3-decade-long cold case. Let's be honest, they stopped after a couple of years. The Scottsdale police
I don't know where she is.
Confirmed Tuesday that Gloria Schultz, who is 31-year-old resident of Scottsdale, fled to Yellowknife, Canada. Jeez.
Is that Andrew's mom?
Where the authorities learned that she had been using the name Kate Dooley to evade police. However,
let's see her pictures.
Schultz died from cancer in 2019. Oh, they just found this out.
Yeah, she did it, dude.
Oh, it says
they enhanced her to 47. She looks 147.
Yeah,
that is not 47.
What the
she looks like she's in Little House on the Prairie.
Is that Mother Time? What is this?
She has
a hard look at 32.
Yeah. That's right. That's right before the pandemic. I guess she. Signed it out. 2019.
No, I thought it said 3-decade-long search. So she was.
Well, no, she died in. You said she died
in 2019. Yeah, so right before pandemic. But they've been looking for her since for almost 30 years. So was she like a kid? Oh, here we go.
So how'd they figure this out?
You want to start from the beginning, Pat?
Yep.
That's Estelle Getty.
Only twist here. True crime correspondent Brianna Whitney reports.
Jordan.
This is how friends knew 21-year-old Angela Marr.
Oh, God, it's sad.
Celebrating her presence.
Get that like that VHS quality video. Ooh, holy crap.
Oh, jeez.
She had so much to offer the world to make it a better place.
Dan, how'd they get a hold of your picture?
To do that.
Oh, I remember we used to date, me and Katie. What am I saying this about a woman who got hit?
Yeah, I know. This poor woman.
It was July 29th. 1994.
Oh, they're giving the whole rundown.
Call Rosemarie Marr wishes
It's a few minutes. I can
never
scroll through it.
Yeah, so
we got it, your daughter.
But the whole
blah,
point
blah,
of the
blah.
story is like the subtext is that she got away with it.
She got away with it, and also
really.
she was like.
Does she know she killed her?
Hey, I don't know if I just hit. I think I just hit a possum. It was wearing a prom dress, but I'm pretty sure it was an animal that I ran
Also,
over.
look where she was in Canada. That is
Yellowknife.
Yellowknife.
Oh, that's how you want to get away, fucking
Yeah.
Burbsbros fans. Yeah, what the fuck is Yellowknife like? Is that a town?
Yeah, I think so. Or it's just a
Jesus
territory.
Christ.
It's probably just a territory.
Strange sister, Gloria, had died of cancer in Yellowknife, Canada. Shocked by this unexpected call, Gloria's brother
That's where she landed and died.
Yeah.
She was there. Did they say how long she was in Yellowknife on the story?
Said it was Yellowknife.
15 years.
Oh, 15 years.
There she is. She had a dog. She had a good life. Well, maybe not.
She's Sydney Sweeney compared to that crossing guard.
Oh my God! Yeah, every man's dream.
This is the worst news story I've ever.
Yeah, it's brutal. But the whole idea is supposed to be like, you part of you kind of respects the fact that like she was a fugitive that didn't get caught.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's
That's
also
what you want to do.
But it's also what she did. It's like She should have gotten caught. It's like she did kill
She
someone.
probably should have gotten.
It wouldn't have been that bad. It would have been like involuntary manslaughter or something. Well, maybe not.
She'd have been
Drunk.
out by the time she died.
Yeah, she would have.
Yeah.
She probably would have gotten like 10 years or something. Because, or who knows?
She's a woman, probably like 5 years. What? It's true. They get fucking easier sentences than.
And talk about in divorce court, they always
half. What, you work for this half. But if you had a town where you could just fucking get away, Sean, from, like if you were like, oh fuck, I just killed this guy at the cellar at Fat Black, where would you go?
I'd go to Kodiak. I was just in Kodiak. My girlfriend's
there, right?
It's gorgeous.
Kodiak,
and there's 15
Alaska?
people. Yeah, Kodiak Island. It's like you take 3 planes to get there. Nobody's
Jesus.
Yeah, everybody. The only downside is, like I said, everybody does know everybody. Like it's.
So you got to come in with like a fucking story and everything.
Yeah, you got to come in with a thing,
Something
or you stay under the radar or whatever it is. But it's gorgeous there. The bald eagles are like pigeons. They're everywhere. It's really cool. There's bears. There's whales. There's.
So that's where you would go to the fucking.
Is there like you have to go grocery shopping for like the month? Is there like
no,
there's like 5 hours away or
they
what?
have like a stretch of like the stores and stuff.
Yeah.
They have like town fair. It's just a low key, like just far away.
How many people are in the town?
I think the whole island. I didn't know what it is. It's probably like the whole island's probably
Kodiak biggest bear
50,000. It's not a lot of people.
Can we just get? Now I'm feeling like Rogan. Can we get a picture of a Kodiak?
Are there hot people there?
Yes,
Really?
hot people. Yeah,
Dude, these things are animals.
Just
I mean, they are.
Kodiaks are insane.
But this is the most. You run into this bear and it's fucking all.
Did you see that? Did you see that video of that guy that just got eaten by a bear and he survived?
No. But dude, when we went
where can we get that?
When we were in Kodiak Island, we took a tour in a seaplane, and then the guy was like, "Look down." They know the terrain so well. They're like, if you see a rock moving, that's the Kodiak bear.
Wow.
And we looked down, and out of nowhere, you saw this. You thought it was a rock, thought it was a boulder, and then out of nowhere, it just starts moving around and like strutting.
Are any of them friendly?
Yeah, that's over, dude.
No, I don't think so.
We'll go to that one standing up in the woods. Oh, right up. Yes, that one. That one. Oh, look at him.
Dude,
that's cute.
Kodiak is where the Grizzly Man took place.
Is that where he died?
The most preventable murder ever.
The guy who did the seaplane, he knew him. He knew the guy, Tim, whatever his name was, and I think he would like fly him into places.
Wow.
And he was like, everybody in the town was like, this guy's out of his mind. What is he doing?
Really?
Yes.
Look at that big fuck, man. The Kodiak bear, that's like out of a nightmare. I mean, it's cute.
Take a picture of you and your wife, Dan.
That looks like. Do we have a picture
like your wedding photo?
Can we have me and Sarah? Do we have a picture of me and Sarah juxtaposed against the Kodiak bear and this guy? I want to see it's at all. Oh, God, I wish I should send you a picture. Actually,
Pat to work magic. He's
I'm
like,
gonna send you.
Find a picture of me and my wife for this bear photo.
No, Pat's
I have
done
a
great
picture
job.
of me standing naked next to her looking up at me.
Give me a second. I'm gonna send you something good. Keep talking, guys.
The logo for the podcast should just be 2 of these things next to each other.
Oh, dude,
this should be the real Two Bears podcast.
It's like, but you guys keep talking while I find it.
Tom Segura lost too much weight.
Two bears, one
Tom Segura looks terrible.
I can also add
Two bears, one closet.
I'm gonna make this easy for you.
Two Bears, one Pamela Anderson.
All right, I got this really easy for you. All right, so I'm sending. Give me a second.
Are these disc plates?
Fucking cocksucker. Yeah, guys, this is why.
Do you miss the suburbs? You think?
I miss mowing a lawn on Sundays. I miss
That was an
driving.
interesting answer. Yeah,
I
driving.
miss,
Yeah.
You know,
all right, I said it to Pat.
that's it.
Let me ask you this, because a big part of one of my big loves is malls.
Love malls.
I love malls. Like if I go on the road for comedy,
I go to malls in every town.
Yeah.
I just did the Mall of America.
Your favorite
yeah,
mall?
Mall
America?
No,
Concord Mall.
The mall I think
Christiana
of.
Mall. 2 malls in Delaware.
Roosevelt Field Mall in Long Island, New York.
Granite Run Mall.
But I'll tell you, dude,
Mall.
Mall of America, I did that same club, and I was there for like a week one time, or like I did like New Year's Eve into another weekend, and I don't think I left the mall. I basically it was like Tom Hanks in The Terminal. I just lived in the mall for like a week. I
They
didn't go
didn't
outside.
put me up in the mall. They put me up 10 minutes down the road.
I've done that too, but I just happened to get in the mall once, and you can go right into the mall.
Bro.
I was a pig and shit. I was loving it. I went to
Pig and Shit was actually the name of the club. But I had a fun. Yeah, I went there. I was with. It was like me and Carmen Lynch were co-headlining, and we did the roller coaster thing.
Didn't you do it with Scott Chaplin one year?
No.
I could have sworn I saw a picture of you guys at the Mall of America.
No, that was in Poughkeepsie.
Not all clubs are in mall. Like, there's a lot of Funny Bones and like there was or
All
Levity
the Funny
Live and
Bones are
mall. Like
Levity Live, Funny Bones in the Hartford, Connecticut Mall next to a nail
isn't that
salon.
because the Suburban Mall is like suffering, so they're starting to do like nightlife things there, so people.
Yes, but
still
dude,
show up.
malls were like the fucking place to be.
Yeah, it was like a
Good
event.
God.
Would you go to a mall singles night now? Well, now you wouldn't because you're
what's a mall singles night?
Well, I would imagine now it's like I think that would be like a fun throwback dating thing. Like, you know, divorcees go meet at the mall.
That's a smart idea.
You
like
know?
people our age going and being like, it's like a speed dating thing in a mall.
nostalgia.
Yeah,
But you meet up in the middle of the mall,
Yeah, who's my
dude.
Winnie Cooper.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. If they were just like,
Wow.
hey, you're not going
Danny.
you're not doing it at the tables. You're just going to the middle of the mall and you take a
You meet in the food court.
You take a 10-minute walk around the mall with the girl.
Yeah, for sure. And then you know she doesn't fuck you. But.
Dude, that's a genius
That's
idea.
a great idea. Dude.
Guys, Westchester Mall. That's where I in high school where I went.
You go on dates in the mall.
Pat, did you ever do a mall date?
Oh, absolutely. Staten Island Mall.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that a real mall?
Yes.
Oh my God, Christiana Mall. I went and saw
The only
fucking
thing-
like. Good God, what movie did I see there? I just remember me and the girl's hands were so sweaty and we never
Yeah.
kissed.
Dude, last time
Was she a crossing guard in the middle school?
we wanted
She
to.
was Sicilian, so she kind of looked like
I was visiting Long Island and we wanted to go to the mall. This was like like a year ago, and we pull into the underground parking.
Here we go. We're gonna do me and the bear and him, and then me and my wife. See if
That's pretty similar. You're standing like the
Can we
bear.
put close? Looks so miserable.
Sarah looks way more scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, at least that guy's admiring the bear.
oh my god.
But dude, so last time I went to Roosevelt Field Mall, me, my sister, and my girlfriend pull in. Out of nowhere, people are shuffling out of the mall. They thought there was a shooting in the mall.
Good God.
And people are freaking out and they're like, go, 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 go. And my sister's all nervous pulling out of there, and people were freaking out, speeding away, running everywhere.
Do you know Mia Jackson?
Yeah, I do.
She told me a story about her being in a mall in Atlanta and there was a shooting in the mall. And she had her niece in her arms. And when they were leaving, while people were leaving, they were looting the mall.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Look, you see who that is?
Ian looks at different.
That's a comic. That guy's a comic.
Ryan.
Yeah. I saw that.
What was
news
his
thing
name?
on CNN.
Hernandez?
Yes, I think so.
Dude, I want to end on this. Who's the comic that just got away with shooting somebody on the subway and is now in like
What?
The Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic?
I thought he
gone?
stabbed a guy.
Oh, I thought he shot a guy.
Did he?
He's a ha comic apparently.
Yeah, he was an LOL comic.
Was he really?
Oh hell,
And
sorry.
That's on brand.
all of his jokes were like, y'all better be laughing because I could be stabbing y'all. Everyone's like, ah.
How did we know?
Before he got caught or after?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I forget. I don't know. I
That's so
think
funny.
he tried to pull a Katie Dooley and leave the country.
What do you think is worse, getting stabbed or having to go to the midnight show on New Year's Eve at
Yeah,
LOL?
what if you
Being an audience member at LOL?
What
What's
if you
worse?
got stabbed by that guy and you're like, I'm gonna get through it, and you go to the midnight show and he's like, hey, what's up, everybody? And he's got like 5 minutes on your stabbing. Fuck.
He's like, this guy wouldn't leave me alone.
This guy wouldn't leave me alone on the one train.
But it's like I think I'd rather if somebody was like, hey, you either have to go to
It's not this guy, by the way.
a show a month at LOL for a year or I stab you once. I'm like,
Is that
stab
place
me
still
once.
around or no?
Yeah,
No?
it's so bad.
I think they moved to another spot.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I remember I saw the guy who owns it at the Comedy Cellar, like scoping it out. The guy Roy.
Yeah.
I saw him
Yeah,
scoping
good
it
luck,
out.
buddy.
Yeah, I saw him scoping it out, and I see him. I go, Roy, and he's just like,
Never
Deer
once.
headlights.
Never once.
I'm like, it's okay, you can hang out.
I worked that club for years, and never once did he ever pronounce my name correctly. He always called me Einan Fidance.
I gotta love that. Though.
Einan Fidance should be.
It's so funny him
That should
checking
be
out
your
the
porn
cellar.
name.
That's like the equivalent of like us like going to the Statue of Liberty and be like, like you can't like, are you here to buy the? How much?
Yeah, exactly. It's just so out of his realm. It's not even a thing. No, that place, they were like notorious. They weren't paying people spot pay.
Yeah.
But New Year's Eve, they had people did free spots. This is a while ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
And people were doing them.
You know what's good? This is the podcast that's finally going to take down Ha. Guys, it's 2024. We've been waiting 20 years.
that brotherhood of Ha and LOL just taking over the comedy world. We're the disruptors.
It's like when the NWO takes over the WWF.
You know why we're here.
WCW.
They have a new show on Vice. Who killed WCW? All about that. Shh. This was fun.
This was very fun. Thanks so much for doing this.
This is the first, just to give you a peek behind the curtain, guys. This is actually the first episode we've ever recorded.
Yes.
It's not our first episode, but this is the first one we've ever recorded.
Really?
And Sean's a pro, Ian's a pro. I'm working on it.
You're doing great, Dan.
You did great, Dan.
It's fun. It's a fun. We're figuring it out, but it's.
I say more coughing.
That's what I think is going to separate this show from.
I've been farting. Have you been smelling it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, cool.
I haven't smelled it once.
Okay, good.
I haven't smelled it
I
once.
do have sinus problems.
Okay,
I do have. Oh man, I didn't. No,
You do
I don't smell
now?
it now. I don't smell it
I
now.
don't smell it.
Okay, cool.
You got to be. I mean, I fart
glad-
a lot though.
I fart a ton.
too.
I would not take offense to fart.
I got a bad belly.
I was with my sister in her car, and I was farting, and she kept being like, "I don't know what the smell is in my car,"
don't.
and I just didn't say a thing.
I blame it on my dogs a lot. Hey, I ate what? You know what got me last night is I ordered Cold Stone and I ate Founder's favorite ice cream sundae. I'm 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I was just be by myself, like eating it with my dog. My dog didn't have any, but then she came home and it was just. It was terrible.
Yeah, farts are tough. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, guys.
Once again,
Thank you.
Evergreen plug, right? Because we don't know when this is coming out.
Yeah, the podcast.
Yeah.
Being Ian with Jordan.
Yeah, being Ian with Jordan. And,
Great podcast, guys.
Yeah, check it out. And Ian Fidance, Wild, Happy, and Free, out on YouTube and available at ianfidance.com, along with all my dates.
I love Ian, man.
Love you, man. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Always.
When I gave him a compliment, I noticed like I can't. When I was like, great podcast, and I didn't even move my eyes. I just like looked straight in the.
Why?
Because I think it's like a male intimacy thing. Like where I'm
Really?
Like, well, it's a really good.
Well, you thought you'd be like you like.
No, I just like because I'm like I'm from the suburbs of New Jersey. Like I'm so used to getting picked on. Like when you would give like a guy a compliment,
and
be like, "Oh, you fucking gay piece of shit." And you're like, "Ugh."
Give me a compliment.
I just said it.
Well,
I said the podcast is very good.
You gay piece of shit.
You
recreating trauma.
I just spit up comment. Oh, God damn it! You got me again.
Guys, that
All
has
right,
been.
I smell the fart now. Is that you?
No.
That's you? God, how many fucking farts has there been so far?
You think holding your breath's gonna
How
not?
many farts has there been so far?
2.
That's not bad.
The first one I
think you meant
smelled.
for like
This
the
one
whole
was fine.
45, 50 minutes.
Have you ever farted on a girl while she was going down on you?
No. No. Have you?
No, I haven't. The coolest thing.
So surprising.
I know.
I imagine.
I did one time go down on a girl and burp. She was like,
While you were
down there?
yeah, I was down there on. And she's like, that's gross, but kind of awesome. You know?
Imagine if it starts a trend.
Yeah,
like,
starts a trend.
Like it was gross, but amazing.
All right, I was
the
drinking
burp
too much of that
pussy eating
pussy soda.
So you got B&E
And compliment me on
Dan,
that.
how are you immediately? This is the first
we're
one we're
gonna do
taping,
this.
and you're immediately exhausted.
How is your
I'm not even.
confidence
I was
just
trying
died
to watch
by
that.
the end of this
Look,
episode?
you're a very good host. I'm not like used to.
All right, Ian, thank you so much for doing this, man. This is a work. There we go. Thank you, Pat. We'll see you guys
see you
next
later.
week. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
I think you're really funny.
That was great.